Hi everybody! It's Thursday, almost weekend, yay! You might be wondering why I look like I've been out in the snow. It's fucking freezing in my studio. It's that time of year that you don't actually take on the radiator thing, heating. You don't go for turning on the heating yet, but it's quite chill or chilly. Why do I think of food? It's quite chill and almost cold in my studio. So, especially when you're sitting only and editing stuff and not really moving, like when you paint or something, it's really, yeah. So, that's why. Today I have kind of like a different topic, but well, not different, it connects. So a couple of days ago I said that in the episode with the schedule thing that you need to be inspired and that it comes easily or not easily sometimes, and even if you have ideas you will have problems executing them. So yesterday the opposite happened, and I do have that quite frequently, which I like, but it also annoys me because my list of doing things or ideas that I have is so long. I could use, I don't know, a roll of paper towels to write them all down. It's really ridiculous meanwhile. So last night I booked a hotel for a short trip that I'm going to take the week after next. So I'm visiting my art family member, and I'm gonna probably vlog about that the days coming up, so to say. And I thought I would, so I'm visiting my cousin and my auntie, and I thought, I wanna take them or bring them maybe a tiny gift, just something nice, saying, hey, whatever. So I found something and immediately went into that stage. I could make the boxes or the bags for that on my own. What do I want to do? What do I want to put on there? Do I want to go for a certain color or a certain style? Like, da-di-da-di-da-di-da, my brain going crazy, brainstorming about what type of gift wrapping I would make. So it kind of intervened with what I actually wanted to do, which was voicing over videos. Because when I'm in that state of that acute inspiration, I can't do anything else. I'm literally just sitting there with my coffee in my hand, and in my brain it goes, it's wild in there. And on the outside, it's like, yeah, she's almost going to sleep in 2 seconds. That's what it looks like. So last night when that happened, I was reminded of so many other word maybe, of so many times that this happened to me. And that's kind of like my topic today. It's not the lack of inspiration, but the overwhelming overflow of inspiration when you can't work on something because you're inspired by something and your brain tries to outline the ideas roughly, which takes quite a bit of energy. And I always have a pen and paper or a notepad or something close by, because when that moment hits, I have to write stuff down. That, for one thing, keeps my brain in check. Like, my brainstorming doesn't go too wild and I'm losing something. But I can start with an idea let's be less cryptic, but go for the example with the boxes, the gift wrapping. So I had that idea. I wanted to do the gift wrapping on my own. And then I went on, do I want to have maybe some painting on it? Because my cousin is a painter as well. And maybe she'd like to see something like that. It would be a personalized thing for her. So what do I want to go for? Do I want to go for a seasonal theme, or maybe just a color theme depending on what cardboard I'm going to use? And I decided on a mixture. And then it went on with, I'm probably going to do something with pumpkins or seasonal fruit that is not too Halloweeny, if that makes sense. And for the other one, I'm going totally opposite, more of a flower, warmly natured look. So I thought about, okay, if I do that, I could maybe, let's say I would go for a pumpkin. I could go for pumpkin. Oh, pumpkins do have that and that texture. That would be also great, not only with watercolor, but I could do another piece with the pumpkin on acrylics. Oh, I could do a 2-color only piece with that. Or maybe I could go for painting it on wood, or just go with some gel medium and then spray it with colors. And you can imagine how exhausting that was. After maybe 2.5 hours, I had a list of 5-6 major ideas that I want to realize the next couple of weeks. And that's what happens quite a while. I can actively trigger that state. I already mentioned I respond to music very well. So listening to, I maybe have 2 or 3 songs. If I listen to them, my brain hits off and I go into this brainstorming, inspiration, imagination thing that is almost like a cartoon that goes on in my head and that makes sceneries and fades them out and brings new one in. It's really weird to explain what happens up there in that stony skull when I'm in that mode. And I have to make sure not to become overwhelmed. Certain lights or smells also trigger that. That's why I like autumn so much. That's the time of year where I slip into that inspiration mode even easier, more easily. But I do have heightened levels of energy at the same time that I usually don't have throughout the rest of the year. So I can manage and I can handle that inspiration overflow that I have. I'm most comfortable with that weird state of mind in autumn. I'm fine with that. So what also happens, I get into that sometimes when I talk to people, and that happens more often with my mother, with my husband, and with one of my best friends. He's an artist as well, so maybe we communicate on a different level there. But when I speak to those 3 people, and it could be the most random thing, kaboom! My mind blows, and I have to get a pen and paper and write it down to not lose track and forget a great idea or just something that I want to try. And while that is the greatest thing ever, that I can get myself into that state of an inspiration overflow, it's also very exhausting, and it takes away the energy that I would sometimes need to do the stuff, to execute, to paint, to not only produce ideas, but to go the next step and outline them more in a more detailed fashion, so to say, and then in the end produce the thing, whatever it is. So I think in the process of creating artwork, the second thing, the outlining it a bit more detailed, is the most difficult step for me when it comes to being inspired so much and having that overwhelming, almost taking your breath away feeling, and that so many mental pictures in your head. It's like constantly going on. So I can turn it off, or I can put it away, so to say, like in the back of my head, but only for a very limited amount of time. I can maybe not listen to my head for an hour, 2 tops, but then I gotta well, give in and let inspiration flow. I find that a very interesting, scaring but totally cool thing that happens in my head, and I can't remember when I actively realized what happened there and allowed myself to be in that state and, well, grab patterns from the chaos, so to say, and to make art with it. I don't remember. I try to remember when that happened. If I know, I don't. I can't tell you. I know that it's been like that for at least the last 6 or 7 years. I remember, but I don't know if I had that before, or if it was maybe to another extent, or if I didn't have it at all. I just don't know. So that's something that maybe I will remember one day, or that I just have to live with, that there is mystery in life. What also is, well, I don't want to say a negative side, but something that you have to, or that at least I have to work with, is the frustration when, and that nagging urge when I have an idea, but I don't have all the supplies at hand. And I'm not missing maybe a color and I can switch it, but I'm missing something fundamental and I can't at least start doing something. Like, for example, I would need glue to do something, and I wouldn't have any kind of glue at my house. I would be so frustrated, and I can go into a very bad mood until I have that supply and can finally start, because until I can start, that state of heightened alert and energized being, it doesn't stop. So I'm totally exhausted for as long as I can't start doing something. And I try to do other things meanwhile, and that keeps the level of frustration in check a bit, but ultimately I'm still not in the happy-go-lucky mood when I can't try to do what my head wants me to do. It's weird, I know. Also, what helps with that to rein in the brainstorming, during the brainstorming, or just that state where I see so many different things that I could do with something in my head, what reins that in a bit, is actively trying to limit myself to one medium. For example, acrylics or watercolors, or I don't know, Copic markers or colored pencils or pastels or whatever, but My brain has that tendency to switch between the media, and that different medium gives me a whole other path to go down with certain ideas and combining things and whatnot. So yeah, I was in that state yesterday. And I'm very happy that I could do something about it. So now I only have to wait until tomorrow morning when I get the actual gifts delivered, and I can check out the precise measurements that I have to create the boxes. So if all goes well and the rest of the day I can voice over my videos and edit everything of the stuff that I did today, upload the things, then I'm okay on my advent calendar schedule, which means that tomorrow, between other errands that I have to run, I can at least tomorrow night work on the boxes and relieve my brain from that heightened inspiration overflow. So I guess by Saturday I will be a wreck. It's like, oh, because the day after I'm always spent, but I can't be. I still have a lot of things to do on Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, that's what's happening. I should start talking real English. That's what's happening in my life today and last night. So I wonder, and I want to know if you would be so kind as to share. Do you have something similar when you think about the most favorite thing you do? It doesn't have to be art, like painting. It could be also music. It could be writing. It could be gaming. It could be whatever your greatest passion is. Do you have that problem that you sometimes, well, stumble because you have too many ideas and they you almost get into this freezing state of I can't do anything, I have too many ideas, where do I start, what goes on here, where, how, why, that kind of thing. Do you have that, and how do you deal with it? Do you, well, just close your eyes, sleep, and the next day everything's fine? Or do you have to, well, maybe relieve your brain of those ideas in a certain way? I would love to hear, and I would be very thankful if you could let me know. Yeah, I think that's that for today. I'm trying to keep my energy levels at a good level, and I'm just going to edit and hopefully voice over a couple of videos now once that particular thing here is up on my channel. So if you have any questions, anything you want me to talk about, any ideas, anything, just let me know. Comments below. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Have a good day.